You're trying to break through as an entrepreneur. But over 99% of businesses fail, even though they're primarily started by very smart people. Why is that? Maybe you already started a business and you're trying to get unstuck. Maybe you're trying to reach a certain level of profitability or profitable at all. Maybe you're trying to scale more. Maybe you're trying to get more freedom. Maybe you haven't started a business yet and you're investigating. Maybe it seems a little intimidating. Maybe you're trying to figure out the right way to go to make sure that you don't get stuck in the first place. The thing is, this isn't a physical thing. This isn't a sport. It's not like the ones that are winning were born with it and the ones that weren't born with something are not winning. It's all based on knowledge. The businesses that are succeeding are doing something that the businesses that are failing are not. Now, we don't have to dive into my story, but I've been an entrepreneur over 13 years. Went to Stanford University, over $500,000 of ad spending and testing, and a bunch of other things we'll talk about later. And what we've found through all of that is that there's basically one thing that is separating all the businesses that succeed from basically all the businesses that fail. One thing. We're gonna dive into that in Entrepreneurship Solved and right here in this video and show you how to break through.
Do you really want to be an entrepreneur like this? It's all I can afford to eat today. I better save the rest for tomorrow.
Without diving into my entire story, which you don't want to hear just yet, I ran a business that did over 7 figures when I was pretty young. Then I tried to switch businesses and start something that was more scalable in a bigger market. And it just didn't work. I wound up spending all of my money and basically, literally going broke. I then was stuck for over 3 years on that. It was absolutely terrible. And that was despite the fact that I went to Stanford, that I know all these top Silicon Valley entrepreneurs I could ask at any time, that I read everything by Russell Brunson and Gary Vaynerchuk and all that. What I want to show you now, starting right now and in the book Entrepreneurship Solved, is how I got unstuck and how being in that position showed me the solution to almost every problem you might be facing, because I went through it all. At the end of that rainbow, I wound up getting to live out my dream, which is really what I want for you. I had a list of everything that I wanted to do before I died, bucket list if you will, and I was super fortunate that I got to do all of that right before I turned 30. I got to fly in a fighter jet and break the speed of sound. I got to go to Vietnam, buy a motorcycle with a friend, and ride up and down the coast. I got to go to 6 of the top 10 restaurants in the entire world. I got to do everything that I wanted to. I got to hang out with celebrities like Rob Thomas and Lindsey Vonn. I'm gonna show you a bunch of pictures of that. It was really awesome. I really want you to get a conception for what's possible for you.
Guess I'll win at your hair fly. Let the beat ride. Take a chance, like you won't regret it if you do it again. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'll be on the road again. I'll be on the road again. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'll be on the road again. I'll be on the road again.
The thing is, guys, this isn't about me though. This is about you. I want you to break through so that you can live out whatever your dreams are. Your dreams are probably not the same as my dreams. That's fine. If I can do all of that stuff, you can do whatever it is your dreams are. I got to hang out way more with my friends and family. Whenever they wanted to do something, I was able to take that time off and do it. I had the resources to do it. Whatever your dream might be. I did almost all of that when I was only making about 20K a month. I wasn't even a millionaire yet. So it's extremely accessible. You can do the same things. You just have to run a business that has the right fundamentals, that is scalable and follows the one thing that separates all those successful businesses from all the failures. And we're gonna go through that. This is going to be both comprehensive, so that if you're just starting, it's fine for you, and we're gonna go deep, so that if you're an expert, you'll absolutely learn a lot of new stuff.
And what is that one thing you ask? Emu farming. They use 1/5 as much land as cattle, they're adorable, they're super friendly, and they fly. What's that? They don't fly? And they don't even fly. Their milk makes you fly. No, don't farm emus. Disregard everything he said.
So what is this one thing that basically all successful businesses are doing that basically all the failures are not doing? Is it some trick? Is it something complicated? No, it's a concept. It's a way of doing things. Effectively, all the successful businesses, whether they're Facebook or Starbucks or anybody, they're all using the tools at hand, which are different for each business, to create relationships with customers and then do that in a way that they can scale it. So they're not just presenting their products. They're using multiple exposures and a lot of time of exposure to create relationships. Now let me ask you, in your business efforts or what you're thinking about doing, do you have a way to use tools to connect with customers on a different level than all of your competitors? Because if you don't, you're one of the ones who's not doing this one thing, or you were about to be. And that's why we're giving away the first part of the book for free, because you can dive in and learn a lot about this directly. Because don't you hate it when people are like, sign up for my thing and I'll give you this free star chart, and you're like, thanks, dick, I don't need a star chart, that's irrelevant. That's not what this is. The book was long enough, we just cut off the beginning and just give it to you. Why? Because that helps form a relationship. I have a startup company. We're building a platform. We have venture capital investors. We don't need the money from this. We want to create relationships with you. That's why we would give away the first part of the book. And to make sure that you don't go down that same road that the 99+% of failures go down, because it has to be done this way. If you don't do it this way, I hate to say it, but you're screwed. If you don't do it this way, you can go out and study all the businesses in the world. If you're not doing this and you're not in a commodities business, you're screwed. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. And we don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. If you're motivated enough to be here watching this, I don't want that for you. I know some people are going to get offended by this, but guess what? I'm not talking to you. You guys can go and watch another YouTube video. I don't really care. But for the people that do care, this could potentially change your life. And I guarantee it will change your life if you use it properly and if you engage with it and if you just do the work. It's all it takes. Knowledge, creativity, and work. Guys, please, if you learn anything from this, please do one thing. Do not try to go out and reinvent the wheel. I know you're smart. You're probably one of the smartest people you know, or you wouldn't be thinking about trying to start a business. I know, like me, you're probably stubborn. You wouldn't be thinking about trying to start a business. But please, do not go out and just try to reinvent the wheel. That's how I got stuck for over 3 years, because I thought that I knew enough. And I did know 80 or 90% of the picture, and it's that last 10 to 20% that make all the difference. Because we've given people so many tools to start businesses and put out their agendas that it's gotten incredibly competitive. It's like an Olympic sport now, and I should know because I was a near Olympic level athlete. And at that level, you cannot do it yourself. You have to have a coach. So you need to learn from other people. There's millions of people go out there doing experiments right now, and there's people studying that and bringing that information to you. You have to learn what's rising to the top in other people's efforts and do what's working, and then find the 2 or 3 areas where you know best. And I absolutely did know best in 2 or 3 areas, and innovate in those areas while doing best practices in the other areas. That's how you win. That's how you win. Now, worst case scenario, let's say I'm completely wrong, I don't know what I'm talking about. You get the beginning of the book for free. Read the first 10 pages or so, and you'll know whether or not it's going to be valuable to you. What else could you do with that time? You could probably go to Starbucks and get a cup of coffee. You could probably watch part of a TV show on Netflix. You could probably watch 2 or 3 YouTube videos. Worst case scenario, that's all you lose. No money, a cup of coffee, or a couple YouTube videos. Best case scenario, I do know what I'm talking about. I went to Stanford. I'm friends, close personal friends with the founder of Instagram, as well as a lot of other Silicon Valley top entrepreneurs like Lisa Falzone, who started Revel Systems and sold it for over $100 million. The guy who's 3 or 4 on the team at Airbnb, also worth hundreds of millions. I've done over $500,000 of ad testing myself. Best case scenario, I know exactly what I'm talking about, and this changes your life. I would say if you execute everything in here properly, it should be worth at least $150,000 to you over the next 2 years alone. Best case scenario, just trying this, just seeing for yourself and forming your own opinion, just starting it, showing us where to send it. We'll send it to you by email. Just tell us where to send it, start it, and see for yourself. Because it really, really might change your life. But whatever you do, do not just reinvent the wheel. Go out and learn from smart people what the best practices are, and then innovate in 2 to 3 areas. Guys, please, give it a shot and see for yourself. I'll see you on the other side.